Shalom Aleichem, sweetest friends. This year should be a special schus for Gilamir ben Penina. The Gemara in Maseches Brachos and Daf Chof Zayin Amud Beis tells the following story. Tanu Rabbana Ma'aseh b'Talmud Echad Shabbat Lefnei Rabbi Yoshua. A certain Talmud came before Rabbi Yoshua, and he asked him whether Tfilas Arvis, whether Ma'ir is a Rishus or a Chova. And he said to him, it's a Rishus. Comes before Rabbi Gamliel. He asked him the same question. Rabbi Gamliel says a Chova. So the Talmud said, hey, Rabbi Yeshua said to me it's Rishus. So Gamliel answered, wait until the Talmid Chacham come in to the base Medrash. When Talmid Chacham came to the base Medrash, the questioner questioned, is Tfilas Arvis Rishus or Chova? Gamliel said it's a Chova. Rabbi Gamliel said to the Chachamim, is there anybody who argues? Rabbi Yeshua said, no. Rabbi Gamliel said, wait a second. But they told me in your name that it's a Rishus. So how can you tell me that nobody disagrees? So Rabbi Gamliel said to Rabbi Yoshua, Yoshua amar raglecha v'yidu b'cha. Stand up on your feet and let them testify about you. So Rabbi Yoshua stood up on his feet and he said, if I was alive and the Talmud that wants to testify about me was dead, so the living can contradict the dead. But now that I'm alive and he's alive, how can a living person contradict a living person? And therefore I have to admit, Rashi says that I told him Rishus. Ad kan midivrei HaGemara, and the Gemara continues with this story. In the Sefer Birkas Aaron of Agon Reb Aaron Lev in the Risha Rav in Os Reshut Zayin, he says as follows, that in the Gemara in Maseches Bechoros Naflamid Vav Amud Aleph, there's a Maisa there with Rabbi Tzadok, and it says that Rabbi Yoshua also said this Lashon. What is the Lashon? The Lashon is Achshav shani chai v'hu chai, hecha chai, hech yochal achai lahachas achai. How can the living contradict the living? And Rashi says that what he means is that I did say it, and now I'm changing my mind. Kach amarti v'chozrani bi. Tosfos and Dibur HaMaschil. Heach. Right, that you can't explain this way. That the Pshat is like Rashi said that he changed his mind. Because in Perek Tilas HaShachar, Rabbi Yoshua says this Lashon, and there we paskin like Rabbi Yoshua. Rabbi Yoshua there said that Tfilas Arvis is Rishus. And we pass like Rabbi Yoshua. And there he says the Lashon of Hechai Yochol Achas Achai. So how can you say that he changed his mind? So therefore Tosfos explained that what it means is I thought to hide it and I wasn't able to. Not that I changed my mind that it's a Chova. He didn't change his mind, he held it was a Rishus. He just thought to change his mind. He just thought to hide it, and he wasn't able to. That's Tosfos. Pnei Yoshua is Docha the Kash of Tosfos. That really we can say like Rashi, that Rabbi Yoshua changed his mind. Since he heard that Rabbi Gamliel said to the Chachamim, is anybody arguing with me? And the rabbis were silent. We see that nobody argued. And therefore, Chazer Midaito, he changed his mind. Since there's so many people who argue with him. Taka changed his mind. Rabbim Pligi Olav. And nevertheless, afterwards in the time of the Amoraim, they were Kovea V'alacha Rabbi Yoshua. Even though so many people argue with him. Like we see in numerous places. The Dim words Mefurish in the Mishnah Halacha Karab and Rekaploni. Nevertheless, we paskin Ein Lameid and Halacha Min HaMishnah. And the Amoraim can change the halacha if they want. They can decide differently. So Rabbi Aaron Levin says that he discussed elsewhere at length in a place where the rov is machriya, the rov decides in certain matter against the miut. Does the miut also have to change their mind and be masking with the rov? And that's the union of Acharei Rabbim Lihatos that the Torah says. That when you see the Rabbim go a certain way, you have to agree with them. Or maybe no. That the Torah says Acharei Rabbim Lihatos doesn't mean they have to agree. It just means that Lemaisi you have to machriya kadas harov and das hamiyut is batal. But the miyut kshu la'atzma and achinami, they're allowed still to maintain their opinion. And if another time they get a rabbim on their side, then that rabbim is going to be mitzdarif to them, and they can decide against the original rabbim. They weren't able to do now. And in fact, this is a machlokas between the Maharam ben Chaviv and the Sefer Get Pashut and the K'tzos. That's Maharam ben Chaviv. That the miut is muchach l'shapech u'lekabel divrei harov. That's it. I think Makabel divrei harov. With that, he explained the most famous Tosas in Shas. Chav Zayin Amid Beis Bavakamein Ochin Podim Raslein Hochin. Right, that the reason Dayanim Hochin Mamam and Achar Harov, even though normally ain't Ochin Mamam and Achar Harov, because by Dayanim shiny, because miut didu chashuv kamisha einai. They're miut as if it doesn't exist. What Tosas means, says the Maharam Chaviv, is that b'dayanim, the miut stopped being a reality. Since he was be'achrech mishapech and he was mekabel das harov, and memela there's no more miut, and therefore we follow the rov ma'shein kain b'shar rov, that the miut still exists in mitzias. Lo olim koyach harov lahotzi boi mammon. The rov isn't strong enough to be motzi mammon against the normal miut. But here, where it was mekabel das harov, when the miut is mekabel das harov, so then you follow this rov, because the miut no longer exists. Dayanim. But normally, if there's a miut, ain't ochem mammon achar rov. Why? Because the miut still exists. But the K'tzos, Kunshus HaSveikus, argues, and he says that only bebeis din hagadol shel ayin aleph, beis din hagadol of 71, that acholek aleim natzizak in mamrei, there we can say that the miut is muchach l'shapech l'hodus larov. But shelo bebeis din hagadol, in achinami, the miut is allowed to stick to its guns, even after the hachra of the rov. From Rabbi Yoshua, we can bring a raya like the Get Pashut, like the Maharam Chaviv, that the miut is batal. It has to be makabel das harov, because Rabbi Yoshua held that tfilas ha'arvis is rishus. And nevertheless, when he heard that the rov was noteh acharei Rabbi Gamliel, and he's a das yachid, Chazer mishitaso, and he was makabel das Rabbi Gamliel, that tfilas arvis is chova. Like Rashi says, that's what I said, and I'm changing my mind, because he held that's it. I don't have a rov, so now I have to be makabel das harov. Maybe we can say, in this chakira, if the miut is muchrach lekabel das harov or not, it's talui in the famous chakira, b'mehutz v'geder rov. Is it mitaras vadai? Or no, it's mitaras suffik, and the Torah says, if you have a suffik, follow the rov. If you say rov is b'toras vadai, then the miyut has to be makabel das harov. It's finished. But if you say it's b'toras safek, maybe they can still maintain their opinion. So the ma'aser machrei kadas harov. The miyut's allowed to still keep their opinion. And in the tshuva, Baron Levin, Zechat Tzadik Levracha, Hashem Yinkom Damo, was mechazik the opinion of the get pashut that b'dayanim the miyut is muchrach to be makabel das harov, and that's the end of Acharei Rabbim Lihatos. That the Torah says that you have to follow even the miyut of dayanim, not only lemaisa, but the miyut of dayanim has to follow the rov. L'chor, we have to understand. After we know that Ruba de Isa Kaman is Adif, may Ruba de Lesa Kaman, that's a raya that even Lafia Havamina, that we didn't yet know this, that we go after the Rov, Ruba de Lesa Kaman. Nevertheless, Ruba de Isa Kaman, there was no suffix that we follow the Rov, like it says in Meseches Chulin. Lashon HaGemara b'Chulin. Menah Milstan Rabban Azil Basar. But how do we know this rule of the rabbis that we go after the Rov? Menalon, what do you mean? Chsiv Acharei Lihatos. Says Acharei Lihatos Pashut. Go after the Rov. And listen, Ruby Disa come on. Like if there's a Rov in front of us, if there are 9 stores that sell kosher meat in one store that sells unkosher meat. Pashut. Find a piece of meat, you go after the Rov. Sanhedrin. Pashut, you follow the Rov. Ruba Disa, come on. It's in front of us. But Ruba de Lesa, come on. What's a Ruba de Lesa, come on? But if you have a Rov that's not in front of us, a Rov that you know statistics in the world, but the Rov is not in front of us. So in such an instance, how do we know there that you follow the Rov? So you see from here that Ruba de Isa Kaman is better than Ruba de Lesa Kaman. So even in the Havamina that we didn't yet know that there's a chiluk, and that maybe Ruba de Lesa Kaman. No, but nevertheless, Ruba de Isa Kaman, we never had a suffix in the first place. Gemara's whole vort is that, maybe Ruba de Lesa Kaman is different. Ruba de Isa Kaman is pshita. And we see that even those who are choshish for miyut, and they don't go after the Rov, Ruba de Lesa Kaman, but Ruba de Isa Kaman, they're moda that you go after the Rov. Kayadua in Tosas Yivam is Kuf Yotesam at Aleph. You were maskal kagon. So if so, the truth of the matter is that we hold that you go after the Rov, even Ruba de Lesa Kaman. According to Rashi there in Chulin, the source is Halach LaMoshe Misinai. So then why did the Torah write Acharei Rabbim Lihatos that you should go after the Rov b'Sanhedrin, which is a Ruba de Isa Kaman, it's in front of us. Now, if in Ruba de Lesa Kaman you go after the Rov, Pashut that Ruba de Isa Kaman you go after the Rov, Ruba de Isa Kaman is stronger. Would you have any such Havamina? That Ruba de Lesa Kaman you go after the Rov, Ruba de Isa Kaman you wouldn't go after the Rov. So because this it will appear that the Torah says Acharei Rabbim Lihatos, it wasn't coming to teach us that we go after the Rov Deos, and we're Machriya Rov Deos, because that be'emes there was no tzarech. Since we already know this mitzvah svar, what the Torah is trying to teach us is that the miyut has to be makabel das harov, like the get pashut. This is nachon mod misvar. Otherwise, what's the chiddush of Acharei Rabbim Lihatos? Pshita. We have a lachon moshe saying that Ruba de Lesa come on. You go after the Rov. Certainly Ruba de Isa come on. You go after the Rov. So the Chiddush is that Rach Rabbim Lihatos, that you go after the Rov, that even the Miyut has to follow the Rov. But this is only after we know that Rov Ruba the less come on. You go after the Rov. And then you have a kasha, if after Ruba the less come on, you go after the Rov. Pshita, you go after the Rov and Ruba come on. Then you come to our Vort and say that it's telling you that the Miyut has to be Hofech Daita L'Rov. But before we knew that you go after the Rov, Ruba D'Isa come on. If so, that the Torah says Acharei Rabbim Lihatos, we had to tell us the Iker Dover, that you have to go after the Rov B'Sanhedrin. And there was no svara to say that the Miyud has to change their mind like the Rov. Because the pasuk's just telling us they have to paskin like the Rov, but not more than that. And Memela, there'd be no room for Tosis to say, for their svara, that Dayanim shiny Damid Choshiv command Alessa. That the Dayanim don't exist, the Dayanim are Mevata themselves. Because then, before we knew about Ruba, the less come on, you follow the Rov. What would you say about a miyut? That a miyut is allowed to maintain its opinion. Just like the Rov has its opinion, the miyut has its opinion. That's before we knew about Ruba the less come on. That you follow the Rov. Then it's Pasha Ruba the come on, you follow the Rov, and that teaches you that the miyut has to change its mind like the Rov. But before you knew that, the miyut didn't have to change its mind like the Rov. And the miyut is command Isa. And with that, we can be Miyashev, Akasha, and Tosfos, Baba Kama, who writes that Merov Dayanim, from the din of Rov Dayanim, that you follow the Rov, you can't learn other Rovs. Why? Because Dayanim shining to Miyut Didu, Chashuv Kman Delesa. Because they're Miyut as if it doesn't exist. So, how do we say in Chulin, Daf Yud Aleph, Minalan does lean on Basaruba. Minalan Vaksiv Acharei Rabbim Lihatos. What's your kasha? Like we read out the Gemara. It says Acharei Rabbim Lihatos, Pshita, you go after the Rov. And where it says, now Ruba, these come on, like 9 stores, Teish Chinias and Sanhedrin, Lo Kama Bailan. Kama Bailan, Ruba, the less come on. It's Mashma in the Gemara. That even if we wouldn't have known that you go after the Rov, Ruba, the less come on, but Ruba, the Isa come on, like 9 stores, we would know you go after the Rov. Where would you have known that from? From the pasuk of Acharei Rabbim Lihatos. Like the Gemara says. Minalan v'aksiv Acharei Rabbim Lihatos. So you would have known. From Acharei Rabbim Lihatos, you go after Ruba Disa, come on. The only problem is that this Rov is talking about a Sanhedrin. How does a Sanhedrin teach you about other Rovs? Even other Rubadisa commands, like 9 stores. Shiny Sanhedrin, Demiyut Didhu, Chashuv command Alessa. Mashen Kain, other Rovs the Isa come on. That the Miyut is command Isa. And that's why Tosfos says that you can learn from Sanhedrin, that we follow the Rov. So we have a stark Akasha in the Havamin of the Gemara. How did the Gemara have a mina to learn from Acharei and Lihatos to all Rubadisa Kamans? It only teaches you Sanhedrin that a miyut tu command the lesser, that the miyut doesn't exist. But how does that teach you about other miyuts? That you don't follow the miyut if it's Rubadisa Kaman. It's just a special din in Sanhedrin, where the miyut is command the lesser. This is Shtarka Kasha. Based on what we said, it's mamish gevaldik. Why? Because since the Ikar Svaras HaTosfos, that b'dayanim the miyut is choshev command the lesser, is because the miyut has to agree to the rov. So that's only a liba de'emes. That we already know that you go after the rov, ruba de'les come on. And then you have a kasha. If you go after the rov, ruba de'les come on. So what do you need the Acharei and Lihatos for? So it must be Acharei and Lihatos is coming to tell you that in Sanhedrin the miyut is batal to the rov. But when we're still in the Havamina, we don't know that you follow the rov. Ruba de'les come on. So what's the pasuk coming to teach you? Pasuk is coming to teach you follow a rov. B'chlal that you follow a rov, not the miyut is command lesser. If it's Sanhedrin, you follow the rov, and there's no svara to say that the miyut is command lesser, that the miyut has to admit to the rov. And if so, there's no chiluk between Dayanim and other rovs, and therefore, if you learn from Sanhedrin to other Rubadisa Kamans. And therefore the Gemara said very nicely that even b'teisha chanuyos, from Acharei Ram Lihatos, you know teisha chanuyos, because now according to the Havamina, we don't have the svar of Tosis that Dayanim are different. There's no chiluk between Sanhedrin and other rov, Rubadisa Kamans. So just like by Sanhedrin you follow the rov, all other Ruba Kamans you also follow the rov. And it's only the Maskanas Gemara that you know Ruba di Lesa Kaman. So then Ruba di Kaman is Pashut. There you have to say, and what then do you need the pasuk for? Acharei and Lihatos. Ruba di Kaman is Pashut. Ruba di Acharei and Lihatos is talking about Ruba di Kaman. Teretz is, what's the Teretz, sweet friends? You need the pasuk to tell you that the Dayanim are different. Command the Lesa. That the miyut is batal to the rov. And Yitaka can't learn to Teisha Chanuyos anymore. From Acharei Rabbim Lihatos. Because the Maskana Sanhedrin is different. Miyut tu command the lesser. That's only the maskana. Not in the Havamina. In the Havamina we didn't yet know that, because we didn't know yet that you follow the rov, even Ruba de'les come on. And therefore you don't say the Dayanim command the lesser, that the miyut is command the lesser. You tell us it's telling us a general rule that is we follow the rov, and that applies to all rovs. I said maskana hataka do you know teisha chanuyos? So if in Ruba de'les come on, which is weaker, you follow the rov. Certainly Ruba de'isa come on, even teisha chanuyos, but not from the pasuk Acharei and Lihatos. Okay, sweet friends, there's a lot more to say on this sugya. Very gishmak zachin, and the Kadosh Baruch Hu should give us the koach and give us the moach to say them. Thank you for learning with me. And we should be zochet lilmod ulalamed lishma belasos ulekayim et kol divrei Talmud Torato be'ahava. Amen v'amen. Shalom, shalom, sweetest and most beloved friends.